Hey guys, and I'm going to explain in this video why I believe permabulking can be a good thing. Obviously, it depends on what your goals are. If your goal is to lose weight, that's probably not going to be part of your strategy. Although, if your goal is to put on size, and you're doing HRT, TRT especially, then eating more, it can be beneficial. I think that's the one thing that a lot of people who reach some type of plateau is the fact that, not all the time, but most of the time, is because they're not eating enough of the right things. So to get right to it, what is bulking in general is obviously going on a caloric surplus, and it's really good during bulking stages, when you want to grow it. But obviously the downside of that is, if you eat too much calories, then you can get fat, right? So there's going to be a bit of a cost in doing so, but permabulking, being doing the bulking for a long time, if not continuously, can be actually a good thing if you're looking to put on quality size. And when you're doing steroids especially, you have a much higher metabolism, so you need to eat more. I think that's a lot of mistake that also a lot of people make, and who do reach plateaus, and they think the answer once they reach that plateau is to simply take more drugs. And that may work in the short term, but you're going to run into a wall there. A lot of the time, the answer is you're doing a good amount of drugs. You just need to eat more, and then the drugs you'll utilize what's in the food to build muscle. The food is anabolic in itself and works synergistically with the drugs you're taking. Okay, and the most important thing about when you're eating, for me anyway, is getting a good pre-workout meal in, at least an hour to 2 hours before I go to the gym, and that is a balance, has carbohydrates to have the right amount of glycogen to the muscles, and be able for my muscles to work properly. And as well, then there's going to be a post-workout meal, which is going to be part of the recovery, which is going to be higher in protein. And a lot of the meals are just simply chicken and rice, but I eat at least 3 or 4 of them a day, and then I just eat also just throughout the day other random things that are pretty clean. Sometimes if need be, I will get in Canada we have something called A&W, which is kind of a fast food joint, but the chicken isn't horrible quality chicken, or even a Wendy's, sometimes chicken burger, no soda, no fries, none of that shit, just a chicken burger. So it's the main thing about that is it's just out of convenience getting amount of calories I need, and that's kind of a dirty bulk, but at the same time the calories are not too crazy. It's 600 or 700 calories, and then I always ask for extra lettuce and extra tomatoes on top of that, so I get a little extra something. So that eating throughout the day, if I just need some extra calories, something like that, protein bars, protein shake, something like that. But the key is that it's non-stop eating throughout the day. Every 2 hours or so, eat something. And sometimes, it's you even have to force yourself to eat. It's not like you're hungry. It's just but now's the time to eat. And in doing so, the obvious is that you're going to you will put on some weight that is undesirable. That's again part of the cost in doing the permabulk, although the benefits are outweigh the cost if your goals are to put on size. And that's what you will do if your training is on point. You're taking this video is obviously geared towards people who are taking gear. If their drugs are on point, and then the last thing is food, and making sure you have the right quality of food. And I want to make this video about how to plan nutrition, a nutritional video, but obviously having a high degree of protein. Chicken and rice. The way I do it is equal amount of protein, a handful of protein with a handful of rice and a handful of vegetables, like broccoli or carrots or something like that. That's what I do. And my other go-to is 3 eggs, 2 pieces of really good quality toast, and a handful or 2 of salad, or an avocado slices, or tomato slices, or all 3, with some hummus on that as well. Things like that. That's usually my go-to pre-workout meal. But also, you just eat eggs all throughout the day too. What I do is hard boil a big pot of eggs, usually once every other day, and then I just have those to take and eat as snacks as well. Third day, if I'm hungry, I'll eat 2 hard-boiled eggs. So the key is like, but also I want to stress here, it's not about, you're not eating in super excess. It's like, find out what your daily intake, your caloric intake daily should be, and just kind of surpass that a little bit. You're not going overboard here, and make sure that you're matching it with a high volume of training, so that like you're actually burning calories at the same time, and you're utilizing the calories and other like the fats and carbohydrates and proteins. You're utilizing all of these things the way physiologically your body should be using them. Okay, so again, I'll just come back to the major point. The benefits of the Permabulk, it's obvious, is that you're going to gain size, and if that's your goal, like maybe you're a bit, you didn't train, you waited a little longer in life to start training, and you kind of trained sporadically, you didn't really do it properly, or you're just now starting to do steroids and you want to grow, right? Well, start eating more. Eat 4 meals a day, chicken and rice. You can either do it yourself if you're like, you can cook your own meals. Obviously that'd be ideal because it's cheaper, but there's also places like I go to, this one place in town that makes meal preps, good to go, and it costs like $8 for like, can actually have decent chicken and rice and vegetables too. So I get those. I make my own, you know what I mean, a combination thing. My mom makes me meals sometimes to go when I'm at her place, so I get like I get a variety of things, and it's all just, my freezer's packed full of meal preps, and I just pull out random ones. My girlfriend makes me meals as well, meal preps. Because she's an athlete, she does powerlifting herself, so she does meal preps herself. Hers are more vegetarian based, even though she's not vegetarian. She likes to make vegetarian based meal preps mostly. Yeah, things like that, rice and chicken, or potatoes. I get like mini potatoes. I like to make those with chicken, rice, salmon, things like that. Even some pasta dishes, although I don't like to eat those too often because I don't want to be too carb heavy, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to eat super amount of carbs. It's more about the protein, getting high amount of protein meals in. That's more important for me anyway. But carbs are obviously proper as well. Like I'm not on some Atkins diet or like going into ketosis or something like that. Like I want to get some carbs in as well, quality carbs. And so that's my video about permabulking. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Obviously, the cost, again, revisit, is that you could get a little fat, which right now I do have. I'm a bit bloated around my midsection, but not crazy amount. But I'm definitely not cutting. But I know that at a certain point, when those goals are met, where my size goals are met, that then I can do a cutting phase, and within 3 months I could probably burn all that shit off, no problem. At least get it down to a manageable amount. I'm really not concerned about fat, to be honest. Like I'm not hung up on it too much. I have a girlfriend. She doesn't really criticize me on my fat or anything too much. Although I think ideally she'd be like, I would want me to be a little slimmer, but it's like whatever. My goals are not to be super cut, especially in the Canadian wintertime. Nobody sees I'm wearing jackets and things. Nobody sees that shit anyway. So it's like, might as well put on size in the arms, put on size in the legs, strength. That's my goals right now. So, then don't be ashamed on the fact that you might put on a little bit of excess weight around your midsection. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So that's my video on permabulking. Sometimes some topics like this can be a bit controversial. People get butthurt on it or think that it's bad. For some people it might not be ideal, might not be part of your goal set for some people, but I think a lot of people it should be, especially a lot of people who do run into training plateaus, or who all of a sudden aren't reaching their ideals anymore or aren't moving forward. It's like, change your food intake a little bit for at least a few months, right? It doesn't have to be a permabulk where you're doing it all year round. Although if you are on the smaller side, you're just getting started, you want to put on size, I think you really have to for at least a year, like get bulking. You're gonna get fat, but if you're just starting, or it's like your second year, you want to put on size, or you're just starting to take the PEDs, eat while you train hard, and while you're doing the like a cycle, and you'll see major gains. I promise you. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. What are your thoughts? Leave in the comments section below on bulking. How do you think you should just go on like a 3-month bulk, a 6-month bulk, or kind of like, is it okay to go kind of in caloric surplus all year round? What are your guys' thoughts on that? Leave in the comments section below. Peace.